Hey everybody, welcome back to Simple Art for Adults. My name is Erin and I am still not feeling 100%, but I did want to share something with you guys this morning that will hopefully help you guys out. This morning I went to check my post office box and I had received a brand new set of colored pencils on the market. These are the Bayland Premier Luxe Series Artist Grade colored pencils. I received this from the owner of the company along with a very nice letter asking me if I would take time to review them on my channel. So I have emailed him back and let him know that I would do that. So today's video, what you guys are going to get is something like, I'm going to show you how I swatch first and foremost, because I know a lot of you guys have had some questions about how I swatch my pencils. So I'm going to go through some of that with you. And you'll also be getting my first impressions of these pencils. Now, as many of you guys know, I won't do a full review and like give you my, tell you whether or not I think you should buy them until I've had time to use them a little bit myself. So we won't be doing a full review today. This is mostly just a first impression, some of the things I've noticed, and of course my process for swatching my pencils. So first and foremost, the sheets that I use come from coloringpagesbliss.com. It is now just coloringbliss.com. These are done by Jennifer Stay. They are copyrighted, so unfortunately I cannot send these to you. You can visit her website at coloringbliss.com and download them yourself. She has all different kinds. As you can see, mine printed a little bit off center, but it doesn't really make any difference because it's just a swatch. So basically what I do is I try to start out with the lighter pencils. So I started with white, cream, and then kind of worked my way up. I'm not too particular about them being in a perfect order. As long as there's a number on the pencil and I can see the number on my swatch chart, then I'm happy with that. It's going to help me find my pencil. So some first impressions about these pencils, I'll show them to you. They are a very lightweight pencil. They have the name of the company, which is Bayland Premier Luxe, written on the barrel. They are a pretty blue color, and the color of the core is reflected by the paint on the outside. As you guys would notice with a lot of our pencil brands, this color doesn't always reflect what's going to come out of here. And I found with these pencils that even sometimes the color of the core itself doesn't really show you what's going to come out on the paper, which is why I always recommend doing your swatches before you start coloring. Another thing about these pencils that I've noticed that you guys are going to want to know is that if you look at them, that's the only thing that's printed on the barrel is the name of the company. So we don't have a color name or a number on the pencils themselves, which I know can be problematic for some colorists. I have emailed the company and asked them whether or not this is something that they're planning to add in the future. Until then, here is how I'm solving this issue. I am taking basically just a black Bic Market pen, and at the tip where the color is, I'm just writing numbers. So I have 1, 2, 3, and then once I get to the ones that are darker, so as you can see, it's kind of hard to see the number 12. I'm also writing it down in the blue part so that it is easier for me to see when I go to pull it out of whatever case I put it in. Okay, so I have 21 of the pencils swatched out, and I am continuing. And typically what I do is when I have a new set of pencils that don't have any number order or anything like that, I'll pull out all the different colors. So I started with the yellows, then I moved on to the flesh tones, then I moved on to pinks, and then reds and oranges, and then these are like yellow ochres, and so now I'm on to the browns. So, and I try to choose the lightest and work my way up, and I do that by kind of looking at the cores and trying to decide which ones are lighter than the others. So I want to make sure, this is the box. Well, I'll show you how the box goes together in a minute. I want to make sure that I have all of the browns pulled out, and I do. So I do have all the browns. So this one looks like it's going to be the next lightest as far as the browns go. So I'm going to take my marker, and at the top I'm going to write the number 22 on it, just like that. And then when I swatch, to make things easier, I use a stencil, and I usually use this little hole right here. This stencil actually came from Office Depot. It is a Stettler stencil. It's for home planning and layout. It's for basically architects and designers. This was about $7, and I only bought it because it was right there in front of me. You guys can find things like this much, much cheaper on Amazon, and I will, as always, put links to all of these things that you see on my screen today. I'll put links down in the description box below so that you guys can find them if you're interested. And I'll find you guys a cheaper stencil as well that you can use for this. So when I swatch, I put my box of my stencil over the box where the color is going to go. And I'll take my pencil and I'll start very lightly. And then as I get down, I'll start increasing my pressure, just like this. And then at the very bottom, I'll push down as hard as I can and just kind of gradate it up into the rest. So that is how I do a swatch. And so you have a nice, pretty swatch. And it makes it go a lot faster too, because you're not sitting there coloring, trying to stay within the lines, and it does provide you with a nice little swatch. Now for these, even though the barrels are slightly different colors at the end, I can't really tell the difference between a couple of them. So in that case, what I do is just take a scratch piece of paper and I'll kind of color them out and see which ones are lighter and which ones are darker. All right, so this one, it looks like, is the lighter brown. This one is the darker brown. And this one's kind of like a mahogany. So I'll save that one for last, and I'll use that to graduate into my purples. Okay, so let me see here. This one comes first, so this one's going to be number 23. So I'll just write 23 on there. And because that's kind of dark, I'm also going to write a 23 down on the blue part. I can't find my fine black Sharpie, which is why I'm using the bullet tip one. It's working out for me though, so. And then again, I'm just going to line up my stencil with the place where the number 23 is. Start out very light, increase my pressure, and then down at the bottom, I'm going to press as hard as I can and bring that color up. And then this one will be the next one, so this one will be 24. And I'm also going to put 24 here so I can see it a little clearly. Line my stencil up, start light, increase my pressure, and then at the bottom as hard as I can and bring it up. So as you can see, that gives you a nice little gradient so you can see all of your colors clearly. Now my next color was the mahogany, and that's 25. I think that doing it this way just makes the swatching process go so much faster. So now that's all the different browns. So what I'm going to do now is look in my set of pencils, and because I think those will graduate nicely into purples, I'm going to pull out the ones that appear to be purple to me, and we'll start there. I'm not sure if these are purple or not. Bless you. My boyfriend's here. He sneezed. He tried so hard to sneeze silently. All right, so let's test these out and see if some of these are indeed purple. That one appears purple. That one's blue, so we'll put this back and save that for the blue. All right, so it looks like, these two are competing for being the lightest, so I'm going to test them out. Okay, so this one I think is the actual lightest pencil, and I am on number 26, so I'll just write 26 on the pencil. Oop, can't color with that end. If I had to compare these just as a first impression with another brand of pencils, I would say that they remind me something of the Tombow Erogeton pencils. The colors are, the colors aren't incredibly vibrant, but they are very pretty colors, if that makes sense. Kind of a lot like the Erogetons. The Erogetons, I believe, are harder than these pencils. These pencils definitely do have a hard lead. It does say that the core, on the box, it says it's a soft core pencil, but when compared to other soft core pencils, it is definitely a harder pencil. They do color nicely. The color lays down nicely. I feel like I don't have to do a whole lot of work to get the color to go down, which is nice. They're not going to be as soft, of course, as like your Prismacolors or even the Black Widows and Scorpions, but they are relatively nice pencils. I'm going to go ahead and put this magenta color in next. So we're going to label this one 28. It's going to be a little off. I probably should have put this up with the pinks, to be honest, but like I said, as long as I have a number order, I will be able to find my pencils just fine. So we're going to go ahead and drop the magenta color in, or fuchsia, whichever. All right, so that's 28. I've been looking at these. Let's see, did we determine that this one is indeed purple? Actually, that one looks like a dark blue. Let me see here again. Actually, I think it's like a blue violet, so we'll put that last. Right, this one's going to be my 29. That's a pretty purple. I really do like that a lot. And that's going to make this one the 30. Oh! Guys, I have dropsy today. Because this one is so dark, I'm going to go ahead and put a 30 in the blue section too, if you guys can see that. My phone battery is running low, so I can't make this a very long video. I did just want to show you guys my swatch process, because I know a lot of you guys have asked questions about how I do it, so I figured we'd go ahead and go over it today. That's a really pretty purple as well. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and I think we determined that this one is blue. That one is definitely blue. Let's check this one to be sure as well. I'm sorry I have the sniffles, guys. That one's also blue. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, and this one's going to be 31 because I think it is more or less like a dark blue violet. And that's almost impossible to see, so we'll write it in the blue also. Definitely on the toothier paper, it's like an indigo, kind of like a really dark purplish blue. All right, so now that that's finished, I need to dig out all the blue pencils. Blue, 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 blue. And then we have like a green blue, it looks like. Excuse me for the sniffles. This one's like a, ooh, that's a really pretty green. Wait till you see that one. Let's see which one of these two is darker. They're about the same. They are almost exactly the same. It's hard for me to tell. This one's a little darker. So this one will be our 32. And then this one will be our 33. Might as well just leave the lid off that for now. Actually, now that they're on this paper, I think that one was a little darker, but oh well. Whatever. Doesn't make much difference. Let me try these two against each other. All right. This one is darker, so this one will be 34. I'm just comparing just to make sure I'm getting them in the right order. All right, this one will be 35. It's amazing how much difference certain types of paper really make when it comes to seeing what color your pencils are and even what color they are in your coloring. And then this one will be 36. I hope you guys are enjoying this, and I know that watching someone swatch pencils is probably incredibly boring, but I think that the point that I'm trying to make here with this video is that you can do it really quickly. I know a lot of you guys kind of are like, oh man, I don't really like swatching my pencils very much. It takes forever and it's boring. But this is kind of proof that it doesn't have to take forever. And I'm even having to write the numbers on the pencils myself, and I'm still getting it done pretty quickly. So this is my green blue, so I'm going to do this as number 37. And this will help me transition over into my green colors. All right, so now to dig out all the greens. All right, I can tell just by looking that this one's going to be the lightest by a mile. So this one will be 38. All right. And then, let's see. I can't really tell the difference between these ones, so I'll scribble them next to each other here. This one's actually going to be the lighter one, so we'll do this one as 39. And then this one will be our 40. Yes, this one will be 40. And then, let's see, this one will be 41 for certain. I don't have to swatch it. Clumsy today. All right. I believe this one is going to be 42. Yes, this is our dark green, so 42. I'm sure you could probably hear him sniffling in the background too. I think we're all coming down with it. So 42 for that one. Here's the color I really, really like. I'm probably going to use this one a lot. This one will be 43. This is like a green-gray color, and I think it's going to be really nice. Puts me in mind of the sap green light from Prismacolor, only a little bit darker. And I really do like it. 43. And I'm also going to write that on the blue part because that's hard for me to see. All right, so now we're going to transition out into our grays. And we do also have a couple metallics. That's nice. All right, so we're going to do this gray as 44. This looks like a nice warm gray. It's got kind of a brownish undertone to it. And this gray will be our 45. That looks more like a cool gray, like a darker cool gray. And then we have black for our 46. The black looks nice and rich. I think it's going to be really nice in the review. I think it's going to actually be a good black. I'm going to write this on the blue part because I won't see it on the black. And then we have, it looks like a silver and gold metallic. So we'll do silver first as 47. I don't use metallic colored pencils a lot. If I do, I use them for layering and blending with other pencils, so. And then gold will be 48. And this is the last one. It is a set of 48 pencils, so we do have all of them numbered. I want to take a look and check the metallic effect of these. They're not incredibly metallic. They do shine a little. And I know you guys probably aren't going to be able to see that on the camera. They aren't especially metallic, but I like the color of the gold and I like the color of the silver. So even if you don't really get that metallic effect, it's going to come in really handy when you're trying to create those colors by mixing and layering. Alright guys, so these are all the colors that come in the Bayland Premier Luxe series. This is not by any means my full review. This is just a first impression, kind of telling you what the pencils are like and showing you how I do my swatching. I will have a review of these coming up probably in the next day or two. I do want the opportunity to actually color with them and use them and put them to the test before I let you guys know whether or not I think it's a good idea for you to run out and spend your money on them. I will also be doing a giveaway. I have a set of 48 of the Bayland Premier Luxe series pencils to send out to somebody. I actually have those in my possession, and unfortunately that does mean I'm going to need to limit the giveaway to people in the United States. I'm really, really sorry about that. I did check into the prices of sending packages of this weight to different countries, and it is quite expensive to do so. So, you know, as the channel grows, you know, we can start doing more international giveaways and things of that nature. For right now, you know, don't be upset if you live in a country where I can't send these to you. I am going to be doing a giveaway in January where I'm giving away $100 worth of prizes, and I'm going to be doing that in the form of Amazon gift cards. So even those of you who live in other countries, there's no shipping costs involved for me to send you the gift cards. So don't despair. You'll have your chance to enter giveaways as well, I promise. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and get these put up in a case, and I will hopefully within the next few days have a good opportunity to give them a use in a coloring book and see how I feel about them and whether or not I would actually recommend them to you guys. So keep an eye out for that. Alright, as always, if you have not subscribed to this channel and you enjoy what you are seeing, please be sure to do so. It helps a whole lot. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed watching me swatch these pencils today and you think it's something that you'll employ in your own swatching in the future. If you check the description box once the video uploads, you will find links to things like stencils. I'll even link these pencils. They are available on Amazon. But I will be doing a giveaway within the next week or two as well. Thank you so much for tuning in to Simple Art for Adults. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch this video. And be sure to check the description box, like you said. Have a good day, everybody. Happy coloring.